Hi guys, welcome to another video with me, Chains. Just thought that I would click on the old webcam, do a bit of a vloggity / update video for that one viewer which still watches my videos. So yeah, it has been quite a while since I've done a video, a little bit too long, but that keen-eyed viewer might notice that my surroundings have changed quite a bit. Put things straight, the situation which we found ourselves in at my old home, it has all resolved. We've all moved on. It's now in the past. We now have a new home. We love it to bits, and this video is kind of testament to the fact that I now feel settled. We've been here for a little over a year now, pushing into a second Christmas, and yeah, I'm kind of feeling okay about this place now. It's feeling happier. My depression is still there. I still have my up and down routine with it. Slightly getting more information about the depression and why I'm having the bad the bad days that I do have, and that could be down to the fact that I've also been diagnosed with having diabetes. Got back from the doctors yesterday to find out that it's quite severe. My rock and roll lifestyle isn't agreeing, and she's put me on a drug called metformin, which should help with using up all the sugar, basically, that I seem to be addicted to. So yeah, somehow being okay with being a fat fuck isn't actually a good thing. Who knew? But like I said, I never had a problem. It was always other people's problem. But now I seem to I need to get on top of that now and possibly do something about it. So now that we've got the me stuff, the unimportant stuff out of the way, we can now talk about the important stuff, the models and YouTube. So I am looking to come back. I currently have a really large project on the go. The people who follow me personally on YouTube, which is not Sanguine Studios but me, Mark, you guys will already know what I'm talking about. This is more for the people who don't subscribe to the Facebook portion of the this channel, which is the me bit. So yeah, basically I'm building a man cave. It's a big shed / workshop. It's 10 foot by 12 foot. It's up. It's built. I've even got it to the point where you can go in there, you can start playing games. There's electricity down to it. Hence the hang on, dink, 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 big orange cable leaving my window, which is an extension cable that runs down to the workshop. So I've got lights in there. The only thing is, with winter coming in ever so closer every day, it gets bloody cold on a night. It's not really suitable for stopping out there till 10 o'clock, because you end up losing dexterity in your hands due to them getting cold. But like I said, I've got carpet down, I've got a gaming table, I've had a couple of games down there already. I will do a video following this one, where we go down, have a look. I am on like budget setup at the moment in time. Webcam, trusty old mic. The workshop video will be done on my iPad. Yeah, I am going to try to start doing stuff. Once I've got the shed pretty much over and done with, next year I need to get some insulation in there, into the cavities. Basically, whenever you buy a shed or a workshop, a wooden structure, the insides, you'll be able to see the framework which they've used to attach the outside wood, the actual shiplap or whatever, the plates. What I want to do then is fill the framework, the cavity left of the framework, and then put some thin plyboard over the top, so that as you walk down to it, you see shed. When you walk into it, you see something completely different. You're going to walk in there, there's going to be carpet on the floor, there's going to be beanbags in the corner, there's going to be Marvel artwork up on the wall, there's going to be Star Wars stuff, there's going to be anything and everything that screams geek and, you know, fun place. It's going to be bright. I'm going to put some new lights in there, but it all means money, so I'm probably looking to come back to YouTube around March, April time, just before, well, just as summer kicks off basically. Summer kicks off around May time, that's when it starts getting really, really warm, and barbecues are starting to come out, and that's when all the fun starts, is around the May time. So that'll give me time to build up funds to get it finished off, to then save up, get myself a new camera, some new equipment, and basically come back to YouTube with everything I need, and with a new lease of life basically. I want to come back to the community. I need to start interacting with people again. So with any luck, this could be another way for me to kind of self-heal by putting myself out there, in a manner of speaking. Not physically interacting with people as such, not yet, but I am hoping to, when I do come back, to be in contact with some of the old friends that I had, invite them down to the shed once I've got all that finished off, and basically use it as intended, which was to get people down to play games, to have fun. There's going to be a decking area outside, so we can, you know, have a game, have a quick game, probably film it, not film it, have, you know, break out, come outside, sit in the sun, have some beers. I'm looking to get something like a pizza oven, like a small wood burning oven, where we can cook food, have a small barbecue, you know, reconnect, have a laugh, then go back in, have some more games, and just have a laugh, have fun, you know, film some stuff, do some battle reports. So yeah, with that in mind, when it comes to hobby, what have I actually been doing to warrant putting on YouTube? So 40k is pretty much, it does nothing for me really at the moment in time. I've kind of been there, done that, seen it. It's not really something which currently entices me in, because I've been with 40k such a long time. I want something older, which is a hint, which means all you 40k guys don't start hitting unsubscribe and moving on. Wait. Bolt action. Bolt action is a very large part of my hobby now. One of the main reasons why I shied away from 40k is because I just like using more earthy tones now. I've got used to painting this historical, that I find it very difficult to paint these bold brash colours. But I've got commitments still within 40k, pardon me, so I'm going to have to still stick around within the 40k, which is also another hint. So, bolt action, very big part of my hobby now. The army which you saw, well, which is currently up on the channel, is no more. I just simply don't use it anymore. I've fallen in love with the game so much that I had to make a choice. Do I stick with the kind of 1/48 scale, more true scale models, and struggle to expand my hobby and my game and the enjoyment of it, or do I take the plunge and go official? And I made the choice. I went official. I now use Warlord miniatures exclusively, with the exception of my vehicles, of which I'm very open-minded to. I use Blitzkrieg, I use Warlord themselves, Rubicon. I'll use whatever I can get my hands on as far as vehicles are concerned. But yeah, a lot of content there. I've got a huge German army to show off. I've also started a British Airborne. I've got a fair few tanks there, and I also went over to the Bolt Action Boot Camp with the guys over at Beasts of War, where I picked up a American Airborne starter box set with the M18 Hellcat. Basically, I'm going for more of a Arnhem type surrounding, well, theatre with my armours. Russia will be making an appearance, just not yet. I want to build up my airborne on both the British and the American front. Probably push the 101st Easy Company, because reading through some of the rules for I think it's Winters in the D-Day book that they put out. I think it's D-Day Europe or something like that, or Battlefield Europe or something. I can't actually remember. All my books are digital now. I've got them on Kindle through my iPad. So everything's digital now. So, but yeah, Winters is looking like a really, really good HQ choice to have for your airborne, or at least someone to lead them. So yeah, a lot of content within Bolt Action. The other game which has taken, well, it's grabbed one of my heartstrings and started tugging, is Frostgrave. Frostgrave as it brings something new to the table that I haven't really had for a long time, and I mean a long time. The only fantasy stuff that I've actually done was my Orc army when... Ooh. What box set were it now? They did a box set and it was orcs versus humans. Can't remember what edition of Warhammer it was, but it was a long time ago. I also did an Undead Army way back as well, and they always just fizzle out, and I don't really get anywhere with them. With any luck, Frostgrave should be the contradiction to term, really. With a new luck, this game should keep me enticed due to the fact of yes, it's officially supported, but it's one of them games where you could quite easily build a very, very large community around it where people mod the fuck out of the game. Really come up with new scenarios, push the grounds with it. The game's called Frostgrave, and it's mostly set in a frozen environment. But as I mentioned on a post, I did a miniatures compendium over at Beasts of War. I'll see if I can link it in the description below. You may need to be a backstager, I don't know, to actually view it. But the whole kind of fluff to it really set my mind ablaze. We're a very magic heavy city. Something went wrong, and brought in this Ice Age basically to really cut the story down. But there's nothing to say that some of the doors within some of these buildings weren't kind of like doorways to another place which isn't frozen. And as you go through the city looking for loot, looking for just looking at stuff, hunting around for stuff, that you don't open up a door that just so happens to be a gateway to a jungle, a forest, which has got a lot of bioluminescence in there, something avatarish, where you're introduced to things like dryads, salamanders, some of these more exotic creatures that couldn't live within the frozen, the original story basically. So you're pushing the boundaries out. The next book does have a very strong undead theme to it, which I like. So Frostgrave has taken a very large hand and grabbed the heartstrings and really started pulling at it. Another thing that I like about it is it has more of a real historical feel to some of the models you can use, and the way you can come to that particular game. Point and turn. You look through the rule book, and they've used Deus Vault models to represent some of the war bands, as well as using the official soldier models, which I've followed the exact same route. I've got the Deus Vault foot sergeants, I've got a box of the official soldiers, I've built them up together. I've even used some bolt action heads from the Panther Grenadier squad. You get an individual head with no cap on it, no hat at all. It's just a bare head with hair. So I've even stuck that in between some of the models, just to give a little bit more individuality to some of the models. So yeah, it also helps me to repurpose some of the fantasy models which I bought for other purposes really. I got some of the ogres to make some chaos ogrins, which kind of fell in its face. The bodies which I've got left over I can now build as ogres that I can paint up with a lot of fur. Well, I can green stuff up with a lot of fur, and then paint them in very pale colours, a lot of rust, and really make them look like they belong in a frozen environment. I picked up some of the river trolls so that I can paint them up, put a little bit of fur on them too, make it look as if they belong within a frozen environment. Picked up some more undead skeletons from Games Workshop, both of which, the ogres and the river trolls, are from Games Workshop as well. I've got some barbarians from Hassle Free. It just lets me break out and not stick to just one company. I can look at other, like, smaller individual companies and see what I can do. Due to the fact that I now have the man cave and that sort of stuff, terrain then opens up. It's just something different. It's a different texture. It's a different flavour to play with. So yeah, Frostgrave is another game which is going to be there. Gates of Antares, bolt action in space, given. I am looking to pick up the 2-starter box set for that for Christmas. And not last but least, the reason why I said the 40k people should not be hitting unsubscribe, because with the release of Betrayal at Calth, 40 will be turning to 30. A lot of people are going to be saying, well, what's the difference between 40k and 30k? A lot, really. As far as, you know, coming from a painter, a collector, an army builder, I'm using older tech, I'm using new models. You know, it's a new way of coming to the Space Marines. And the battles to which you play are a lot bigger. So, yeah, 30k is going to be now the new 40. Well, yeah, the new 30k is the old 40k. So it's going to be the new basis to the channel, really. Forge World shall be a little bit more prevalent as well. As I look to build up an army for the Blood Angels to inevitably end up with Sanguinius at the front of it, which has always been a goal of mine. I love Sanguinius, which then means content. So, you know, shed on one hand, games on the other. Ultimately, bring them together. I have a gaming table now, so like I said, I went over to do the bolt action boot camp at Beast of War HQ, and they were using a mat from Antonicity called the Mat of War. Anybody after a gaming mat, I cannot recommend that at all. It is absolutely amazing. I can't recommend it any better than just go get one. They are brilliant, really hard wearing. Static grass blends in with it nicely, and it lays flat once you've ironed it and, you know, done a good job to look after the mat and apply it properly. It's a really nice mat, better than some of the mouse mat stuff coming out, because it has a real feel to it. It's just a perfect base to build any sort of game to. I love it to death. It's brilliant. So yeah, guys, I've rumbled on for long enough now. I've done my usual 20 plus minutes, so nothing's really changed. So yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed watching this. It has been a long time since I've done this, so Yeah, I've probably waffled on a bit too long, but it's me. So, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I really am going to try to keep to the schedule of March, April time to come back and give you guys some proper content, because I've noticed in my analytics, I have been getting subscribers. I've lost a few, but I'm still sitting pretty at 440 subscribers. I think I need to start repaying people for some loyalty. So yeah, okay guys, ta-ta, catch you later.